We are live.
Hi, y'all. Happy Valentine's.
So much of living.
Humbug.
We are live. That sounded very.
I am doing a show with two old Scrooges that don't believe in
Ah.
love.
All right. Happy VD. Oh, I mean, no, Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Oh, that
Many
sounds
prayers
painful.
for your venereal diseases. Okay.
I mean, Valentine's Day. Sorry, guys.
What? We should love every day, but I like a theme, so we're doing it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you do love themes.
I love themes. I borrowed Michael's headdress. This is the one for the month. This one sits on his urn. So
that is really nice. I'm sure he's proud of that.
Well, I asked him if I could borrow it. He says, yes, please do, Mother. Okay.
Yeah, please take it away. Yes.
Yes.
Along with the theme, I did wear pink. And I changed this to Happy Self-Love Day.
Along with the theme, I did wear black.
Like your cold, dead heart. Okay.
And then I'm going to be eating chocolate-covered strawberries during the show.
What that looks like meatballs.
Yeah, I'm eating Italian meatballs.
Well, I saw the green tops and I went, those are a little moldy, honey.
Okay. Great. No, they're frozen. They're very cold. So they go.
Just penicillin. That's all.
Yeah, I'm allergic to it, so we'll stay away. Okay.
It's a cure for everything.
So did you want to start off with the prayer?
Yeah, let's go under that. Nice segue. Since today is Valentine's, and yes, it's a commercialized holiday.
It is.
And we all, let me fix this camera just a little. And we all know that expectation leads to disappointment, which was their agenda in the first place. So I'm trying to send it out to help self-love. What was that? Were you burping?
No, I was loving myself.
Poor pea and heart.
So I figured let's do a prayer for self-love and send out some beautiful energy for everybody and have that go through the whole weekend. Valentine's doesn't have to mean just today.
That's right. We should love every day.
Yeah. Like, what was your saying last Wednesday? Somebody loves you?
Somebody loves you. Somebody cares. Not me, but somebody.
And you guys also know God loves you.
Yes. Absolutely. Self-love is important because we got to care for ourselves so we can care and love other people. And I always remember God wants you to love yourself. He made you. So we don't spit on the mirror. Don't make me lecture you again today.
Ooh, that's a threat.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get this picture out. Now, this prayer was a prayer for this morning, actually, by Master Marilag. I always talk about Master Ko, but they have 7 disciples and, 7 masters. And Master Marilag is one of the masters, and she's more of the loving compassion kind of master. So she did this prayer today, and I thought it was very nice to share. So if you guys are wanting to join in this prayer, feel free. If you don't, just have a little patience. It's not that long. So
I'm very glad that I now understand the name of this master because I thought you said Master Mar-a-Lago. And I'm like, what?
You'll never forget that name. Just take the O out.
Okay.
Mar-a-Lago was her name. Oh, just take the A. O.
Okay.
All right, ready, guys? Let's join in. To our Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, I am grateful for this day. This is my adding before I start with the prayer. Grateful for this day, grateful for the energy, grateful for the loving people that surround me, and here at home, outside, and in our live chat roundtable. Grateful for these 2 wonderful souls, Michael and Jen, for always putting up with me here on these roundtables. So thank you for that. So it says, Dear Lord, I ask for the strength to love myself as you love me. Help me to see myself through your eyes with kindness, compassion, and grace. Teach me to let go of self-criticism and to embrace the person you have created me to be. May I nurture my mind, body, and spirit with the same love I extend to others. Guide me to make choices that honor the life you have given me and help me to forgive myself for past mistakes. Let your love heal any wounds of insecurity or doubt within me. So be it.
Yeah. And so it is.
And so it is. And maybe just on that note from that prayer after the show, you might want to ponder on what steps can you take to forgive yourself and to move forward with confidence. This is the full moon, and it is actually here to release still the dark night of the soul. Yeah. So if you're not forgiving yourself or you're not loving yourself, this is a good time to release it.
I always encourage people when it comes to self-forgiveness or self-love, and like the prayer says, you need to look at yourself through the eyes of how God sees you.
Mm-hmm.
And God sees you is, when we look at littles and how cute and sweet they are and just want to love them, that's how God sees you. You're his baby. And he will pick you up and hold you like a 2-year-old and love you. And he knows you're going to make mistakes and he's going to love you through it. And you've got to learn to forgive yourself. If the creator of all can forgive and love through anything, you need to be able to do that because you are his creation.
And a lot of things and obstacles and challenges are made for you, not to you, for you to learn. Is that how it goes? For you? Not to you. It's not why are you forsaking me? It's what did I have to learn from it?
Exactly.
Or what did I do now?
What did I do now? And why am I in the corner? So I just thought it was nice to share that today.
Yeah, some people seem to think that, well, religious terms anyway, they don't think that the pineal gland is part of what's in the Bible.
Oh,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that the Bible has been construed and rewritten, and a lot of the Bible is true, but it's metaphoric, and we need to be able to learn. This is a learning process. These parables and things, we need to understand that it is Christ consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah, if you study some of those scriptures that preachers seem to overlook is like Matthew 6:22. I got this from the Tyndale Bible, 1536.
Mm-hmm.
The light of the body is thine eye. Wherefore, if thine eye be single instead of two, all thy body shall be full of light.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I think there was a chapter in the Bible that said the land of Pineal, or Peneal.
Yes.
Pineal.
Yeah, I think that was in Genesis.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once we have awakened and understand that all is within us, now we start to understand those parables better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jacob's ladder and the oil. Go ahead, Jen, if you want to talk about that oil.
Yeah, well, it started out talking about this statue that's at the Vatican. That was the main topic. But like everything we study, it leads you down 5,000 rabbit holes and fills up the next 10 Fridays with things that we could talk about. But first, let me put up a picture of our topic. And then King can present it.
Present.
I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Oh, well, while you're presenting.
I promise.
There it is.
While you're gifting us, I'm going to take a bite.
You know that Cupid has a sidekick.
Yeah.
There's my sidekick.
Cute. Okay, so this is a Fontana della Pigna.
It's a pine cone.
That's a fancy word for the sacred pine statue.
Well, no, it's actually the French word, I mean, the Italian for the fountain of the pine.
It's a pine cone, okay?
Ah, okay.
There you have it.
All right.
And that's why it's not in the Tucky.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the tree, daggone it?
In my backyard. All right. So here we go. This statue is a bronze statue, and you see two peacocks on either side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was placed here in 1807 after it replaced a statue of St. Paul after a Napoleon War. The peacocks represent eternal life.
Yes.
And the sacred pine actually was originally at 2nd century tomb of Emperor Hadrian. Which is like 1800 years ago. This was created by Roman sculptor Publius Cincius Sevius.
Can you say that 3 times real fast?
Nope. Okay.
Public census.
Okay, so it led me down the Roman emperor. I'll talk a little bit about him because he's weird. Okay. He was a good guy. He did good things, but he did some things that I don't think so.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Publius, whatever his name was, actually this pine cone, which is a bronze statue, was put in ancient Greek. Let me see, where did I have that at? Ancient Greeks had it, and it was transferred over to Italy, the Vatican. It was right in front of the Parthenon, and where was it, at the Dionysus? Yeah, it was funny that it was erected and a bronze sculpture in front of Parthenon next to the Temple of Isis.
Yes.
And they moved it over here. I thought that was very interesting. So go ahead.
They did. Now, this is in a courtyard where the Vatican is very mysterious because they have so many different artifacts and things that represent pagan gods.
Yes.
And even Lucifer, that's another whole day. It's very interesting that this symbol is not only in this courtyard, it's everywhere. That would lead me to further pictures. Anytime that King wants them, I will put them up. But the sacred pine is a representation of the pineal gland, which is a representation of the Christ consciousness.
Yes.
Let's see.
Which is, you guys know that the Vatican is its own country.
Yes.
Within a country. Sound familiar?
Yeah, it is. This thing is 13 feet high, which we know our beautiful number 13. God's love.
Yes.
But now here's a little controversy. Now we look at this and we think pineal gland, Christ consciousness, divine. But this has also been used as a pagan god of Baal and a cult goddess Sybil.
Okay.
Representation of fertility.
Mm-hmm.
So depending upon who's interpreting its meaning is what you're going to get. So conflict of interest. I look at it as very divine because I try to focus on the positive and the Christ consciousness.
Well, you know how they say, as above, so below.
Yes.
So whatever you know as divine, there are also the other side for their own. So
and anything can be used for good, but it can be used for evil as well.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Now, I had more information on this Roman emperor who originally had it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was known as one of the good emperors because he canceled all unpaid debt owed by the citizens to the treasury and Senate treasury. And I thought, oh, that sounds familiar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But he was also known for renaming Judea as Syria and Palestina and exiled the Jewish population from the area. So, yeah. Anyway, the pineal gland is, we all know, this little tiny little center part of your brain that can be, we know it as the Christ consciousness, but it has a lot of different functions. Now, this is where I'm going to hand it over to you guys, and I'm going to dig up my pictures here.
Okay. If it's okay, King, can I go? Yes?
No, you got to stay here.
Oh,
You
man.
cannot go.
All right. Well, in ancient Greeks, pine cone symbolizes longevity and immortality, which is probably why Baal and all the negative side wanted it. They wanted immortality. Hinduism represents the pine cone as the pineal gland in the brain, a symbol of the third eye. In the Kabbalah, the pine cone is represented as the crown chakra, the high consciousness. And in Christianity is represented by resurrection, because the pine cone always grows and opens, and a lot of fruits come out. A pine cone is designed and has a perfect Fibonacci sequence. It's a part of the sacred geometry. So in that way, it is very, I got that one. Osiris, let's go to Osiris, depicts the two intertwining serpents rising to meet at the pine cone, which is called the awakening kundalini. And if you notice that the Pope's staff there has a pine cone.
Yeah.
Half a pine cone.
Yeah. Well, King also sent me a picture where it's represented in a lot of different places. So this is not a new concept. And one of the other things we need to understand about the pine is that we actually share some sacred DNA with this. And we talked briefly before about the importance of that pine needle tea, because it's a cleansing.
Yeah, but every part of that pine has a function, a beneficial function.
Yeah.
Everything.
This is the prize. The 0.1% are truly fighting for. Yep. So you can see the sacred geometry as well. And the one that's in the center on the left is a representation. You remember the symbol for our medicine.
Yeah.
Or the two snakes up the staff. It leads back to Moses. We won't get into that. But at the top of it is a pine cone, because true healing is accessing the full kundalini. And then you get into the chakras. You see, this could go down many, many different rabbit holes.
So that's called the caduceus, right? It's the medical staff. And the two snakes could represent those two peacocks. However, those are the channels, the left channel, the right channel, and the middle channel. So that's what they're talking about, how they intertwine into the chakras.
Yep. Okay. Now, it's interesting that in this picture, it also depicts the Eye of Horus. And so we have a separate picture for that Nadia sent. So do you want to go over your theory of this Eye of Horus, of the pineal gland?
Sure. You have that picture?
Yep. Let's see.
Let me see which picture I sent. Isn't it funny? Short-term memory, huh? The pineal gland one, you got the diagram? Yeah. So if you notice the pineal, look at the brain, how beautiful. God is amazing. To me, every time I see something like that, it is so amazing. Everything that is of sacred geometry, the golden code is Fibonacci. Yes. And if you notice the spiral, it basically starts at the pineal gland. And that's not showing me the right. Yeah, the pineal gland, it's a Fibonacci. And then it circulates with the 1.6 of the phi, which causes how it spirals into the brain. If you put the Eye of Horus, that one, the black eye, on top of that, it is definitely truly the pineal gland. Inside that is a blue pearl.
Yes.
So the blue pearl is where you get connection to source.
Now, you talked about the peacock feather the other day. At the end of the feather, they look like giant eyes because it's
Yeah.
not only do they strut their stuff to be fancy and pretty to get the best mate, but it's also a deterrent against the baddies. But it's also called the blue pearl.
Yes. Okay, so here it is. I got the peacock feather. And you see there's that blue in the middle?
Yep.
That's the center of the connection to the divine. They also call this reincarnation or resurrection because every year the peacocks lose their feathers.
Yes.
It's always regrows.
Yeah, it's a representation of eternal life.
Yes. So now coming to that is my first Vippy question.
Okay.
If you notice on the Vatican, they have two peacocks.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
My hands were full.
I just want to make sure that we have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
My question is, they're two male peacocks, not one male, one female.
And
So it doesn't
the
imply.
two statues, do you know that they're males? Their feathers aren't out.
Did you look?
Yeah, their feathers are long.
How
If
rude
you-
of you to ask them to lift their leg.
I know, really.
I just waited till one of them dropped an egg. But can you go to that one picture with the two? Okay. So the male peacocks have the long tails. Females are I know this is bronze. They're usually not conspicuous because they have to hide to lay on their eggs.
Mhm.
They do not have the long tail feathers. That is a mating ritual to see which male they want to go to. So to me, those showed two males, which is part of Baal, probably.
Mm. Well, yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Well, let's ask.
Yeah. And while you're thinking on that, I'll tell you the pineal gland is probably the only thing in the body that does not have a right or left side.
Hmm.
It's a singular. You have when you have a division here for symmetry, it doesn't have it. Boy, I should pull up the Ajna chakra because it represents a circle, a triangle, two petals. So it's a very interesting chakra.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is.
Would you believe me if I told you this is the idea of the emperor that served back then? Look at interesting the card that came up.
Can't see it.
Ancient emperor here.
Oh wow. Wow. That he was strange.
Yeah, leaving behind traditions, and this is an unequal balance. This was done on purpose. Was the emperor gay?
Or part of the negative that they try to do the old technique of I what is it? I can't even say it because I know I'm female.
He was.
Yes.
The sex confusion.
Two males.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, you said he was strange, so now you know.
Yeah. The base card was the world. Wings wanted me to show it because that is ending cycles. This is one of the ending of tradition. So, the transgender movements and all of that stuff that we talk about today, this is nothing new. This has been going on for a very, very long time.
Mhm.
And as many things as we hear about the Vatican and the bishops or cardinals being gay and the littles and all that stuff, do you understand that it's highly possible that they may, as you were saying, Baal, that was, pagan or not divine, that had no problem with same-sex marriages and things like that. So, and we're just stating history facts. We're not arguing because we don't. I'm not here to judge. We're just stating
no judgment, but we're just trying to find out where the origin could have come
and why they would choose to use 2 male peacock. Now, I didn't even think about that. A peacock's a peacock to me. It's a birdie and a birdie. But good catch, because I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I was trying to, and I said, "Isn't it just the males that were that carry it?" Okay, so also the peacock represents knowledge and wisdom, renewal and transformation, and the spiritual awakening. If you notice on the peacock feather, it's at the top of the lawn, which is the blue pearl consciousness. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna break this.
Do we want to get into the spinal fluid and how it runs up and down? Now, I know many people do not understand chakras and kundalini and all of that, but we'll try to keep it as basic as possible. So I got into it a little bit of, and this will lead to my Vippy. When we produce what we call spinal fluid in the brain, it travels from the brain, and then it travels down the spine, which is just an extension of the cerebral cortex, and it transmutes. So it goes all the way. This is where Nadia will come in and explain, to the root chakra, and then goes back up. Okay. From what I understood, that it's not actually just a liquid; it's an oil. Okay. And that this is supposed to be used for clarity, that if you clean out the chakras as it travels back up and it hits that pineal gland, it's supposed to open the third eye. There's a whole lot more to it. I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, it's very difficult, but then when you understand it, it's simple.
Yeah.
So what is it that they said, Christ said, first you will be baptized by water, oil, and then by fire, or first you will be baptized? How does that work? I don't remember the exact saying.
It's water, then fire. But a lot of people, you can look at spinal fluid. It's the clear liquid. At least it's supposed to be when it's healthy.
Okay. So when it says you'll be baptized by water, then by fire, it is that oil that you're saying that's colostrum, I think.
It's actually called colostrum, which is the same thing that mothers give when they first nurse, which is what they call the liquid of life.
So they also give,
It's not your turn. I had one first.
Wait a minute. I am not done yet. All right. Do you want, because this is also the Santa Claus story, but go ahead, King. You have a question?
I do. If that fluid runs from the gland down to the root, does it now sit there at the root unless you meditate, and then it draws up the spine and back into the pineal gland to open up the third eye?
Yeah, so this is what I was going to say. When you do meditate, you are first baptized by the water or the oil. And as that goes down your spinal column, when you start to meditate, and there's other ways of getting this, you will wake up a sleeping fire called the Kundalini, and that's in your sacral bone. So it's a 3.5 coil waiting to rise, which is amazing because it has 108 threads, which is also the number of trees in Shiva's temple, which is amazing. There's so many of these numbers that are, placed divinely and not divinely, but 108 threads of the Kundalini. The more you meditate, and this is going to explain to Sherry's state of bliss what had happened to her. When you start to meditate, as you're meditating and clearing up your chakra, all of those 3.5 coils goes up your spine. So first you are baptized by the water, then you will be baptized by the fire.
Right.
So it's almost like a piston.
Yeah.
So when you are able to go through and release all the forgiveness, everything to open up your third eye, now you have reached Christ consciousness. You have opened up your third eye. A lot of people don't get that far because they don't do the work of forgiveness.
Right.
Yeah.
Now here's my Vippy.
Okay.
So when I started to have my Great Awakening, it was around 2001. 11 was one of them, but it was also a health issue that I was going through. I was diagnosed with a very rare disease, and it's called pseudotumor cerebri. It's papilledema. So what this is false tumor of the brain is what it translates to. It's an overabundance of high pressurized spinal fluid that cannot be released. I was making so much spinal fluid, you could run a car on it. And I was at risk. Basically, I would be blind first and then dead. Take the medical issue out of it. What does it mean? Why was I producing so much? Because the more study, it's because it's an intuitive tool. You're supposed to use it for meditation purposes.
Yeah.
Was I coming into a higher state of intuition and it was being blocked? So it was crushing my brain. So instead of releasing and continuing to go up and down, it was literally crushing my brain.
All right. So I have a couple questions to ask before.
Okay.
When this happened, were you meditating? Were you spiritually awakened?
Yes.
So you were already meditating.
I was in prayer and meditation constantly. It was coming into my own. And I was at a heightened level.
Okay.
It was interesting that when I was diagnosed, I was pregnant with Michael.
Can I have a 3-card reading?
Okay.
Yes or no? Was your throat chakra blocked?
My throat chakra very rarely gets blocked. You know that.
Well, if you have so much to say and you're not allowed to say it.
Well, the point, until I could get proper treatment, I would have to go in every few weeks and have spinal taps. So when they put the needle in your spine and they're supposed to drip out the liquid into these tubes to test it, it was clear, it was clean. That means it was healthy, but I just had so much of it. Instead of dripping when they put the needle and pulled out threaded it with the whatever you call it, it shot across the room. It was so pressurized.
If you would have bottled that.
But I was experiencing, there were physical things that I was experiencing that they said were detrimental to my health. But I'm wondering if they were actually good things, because I would see lights. It would make me see things. Yeah. And I'm always seeing things, but I mean, it was on a level that they thought that I was just.
And then after that, did you have your first NDE or no?
It was 3 years after that.
Your first NDE? Well, I mean, they took you back.
I'm getting you probably would have experienced DMT.
What's EMT?
DMT.
Oh, DMT. Oh.
Dimetrodiptamine, natural cycle or state of consciousness.
Yeah, what you get, Jen?
The Sun card. The 4 of Swords, lots of secrets, and then 10 of Swords.
Yeah, so it was blocked, right? Does that mean yes?
Yeah, well, I was doing great, and then something came along, and there were the hidden things, and then it was taken. So no more voice.
Yeah, you know that when you started your show, how many times they wanted to take your voice away. So once you cleanse that, then your Kundalini was able to come up.
Yeah.
It was not allowing it to come up.
Yeah.
So you see the visions and you see stuff because
Well, I have all my life, but I just thought that there's so much fear mongering in the medical industry.
Yeah.
That I was meditating and praying, but I didn't understand anything about the pineal gland and spinal fluid because I would have said something.
Well, knowledge is within you, so you knew what you had to do. You didn't have to have that knowledge, but you knew what you had to do. The meditation, prayers.
It was interesting that I asked Yeshua yesterday when I started thinking about it, because the first thing that would have happened is I would have gone blind. I wonder if it was my path for me to go blind with the physical eyes in order to open this up. But because the problem was corrected, I kept my sight. Well, thank you. All honor and glory. I appreciate that. But I wonder if that was a different path I could have taken.
I think that once you would have opened that third eye, your vision would have been restored, but that was for you to have trusted, not seeing, to know there is a third eye to open up. Yeah. Like a lot of us, I mean, I'll do this and I'll try to walk in the dark or something because I really want to expose my third eye, but then you go, I gotta hit that wall or so, sometimes it's a disadvantage to actually see because you don't see the spiritual side of it. So Dennis, you said DMT, so that would have created her own nirvana. Is that what you were saying?
Well, it would have brought her into the psychedelic renaissance.
Yes,
without drugs.
Without even leaving the farm, you'd be taking that trip.
Yeah.
You would have been like, can I have my spinal fluid back?
Well, they found that my brain is, well, first of all, it still has the tags on it, but it's a bunch of gray squiggly lines, right? That's what your normal brain looks like. It goes up and down your brain. There's a pattern to your brain. Mine in the back go this way. They go side to side.
Wait, what? What is that?
The gray matter, the little lines in your brain go from here to here, and they, back and forth.
So instead of going vertical, they're going horizontal.
They're going horizontal.
Did you do this real fast?
No, but it would also explain that a lot of my internal organs are on the opposite side. So I'm pretty sure I may not be human, but the problem was fixed.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. They managed to save it, but my brain is scarred. And
my husband's heart, everything's flipped on him too.
Yeah. My dad is. That's where I got it. So I'm just spatial. All right. So before King falls asleep, is there anything else we want to talk about this? Or I know he's anxious to get to questions.
No, we're not going to let him get to the questions.
Oh.
All right, let's see what else I found. There were some other pictures we had.
Yeah. You want to take that one off? Cupid's sidekick?
Oh, yeah, we can.
The holy.
It's already burned in my brain now.
Okay. Do you want to do, how about Eagle God? Do you want to explain that one?
Yeah, let me see. Let me see.
It's going to make King spit. You know that.
Okay.
I'm saying.
How many people still remember the spit? Well, they're trying to show you in history. There's the eagle god. Look at him holding a. There he goes.
Yep.
Yeah, see how he's holding. Look at how far back they're doing this with the pine. He has it in his hands. He's showing knowledge. He's showing fertility.
Can we zoom in on that, or is that possible?
Let me see.
Oh, you want to see his handbag? See if it's in style?
Yeah, I want to.
Who's the designer of this?
Who's does he have to?
She would have to.
I've got to.
I would think.
But I don't know. I don't see it here.
Gotta click on it. Hold on.
Oh, look at the bottom. It says 84%. Maybe that one.
Yeah,
But
that one.
There's the Zoom. Jen, go to the bottom.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
on a
can't do it.
different. That's the shared screen. I have the original down here. I've got to pull up.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Wow, that really zoomed out.
Why are
See?
you on your?
You're supposed to zoom in.
It
not
went to
zoom
my other
out.
monitor. Now it doesn't want to. What are you doing?
All right.
You don't need to see it. Move on. What was it that
All you need to remember is, okay,
You just wanted a bigger spit.
had to release some of that.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, Jen, I'll show. I have a book. It's called "Achieving Oneness of the Higher Soul," and they were showing like buildings in the past. This one is from the 12th century, 600 BC, I guess. And look at how they built their buildings. It looks like a pine cone.
Ooh.
Doesn't that look like Tartaria?
Yep, you think? Let's see if I also have.
Well, one of the things that is very interesting, regardless of what pagan god that these statues, it's found in everything. It's in Egypt. It's in Italy.
Mexico.
Wherever these are found, but it still represents the same thing. It's still Christ consciousness. So regardless if it's with Isis or Baal or whoever, they all recognize Christ. I think we have found that with just about every faith or religion or information that we have had all along.
Yeah, but also this has been way before Lemurian Sanskrit. Everybody knew this is the knowledge within you.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Yeshua, the Christ consciousness was an evolution.
Right.
So they already knew that all this information was within us. It just took us time to get to the sixth chakra.
Yeah.
Okay, is there another picture? Or did you want that zoom? Was it?
It was zoomed.
Oh,
It was
okay.
about as zoomed as it'll get.
And then the pine cone of Osiris's staff. And then I'm done with that one.
All right. This is about as zoomed as it's going to get. Let me present.
Okay, present, and then I'll show the other ones. And then we'll be done.
Okay. But it did lead down many other rabbit holes that we could easily go down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There you go, King. That's the last one.
Okay, so here's a picture of the peacock. And if you notice, Lord Krishna, they always have him with the peacock at the top of his pine cone.
Right. Okay.
So let's see where else. I guess that's it. In a lot of tile figures, they have pictures of peacocks and blue pearls.
Wow.
So just to let you guys know, this is
So no matter what you study, whether it's Krishna, Buddhism, Hinduism, they all recognize the same thing.
Yes. Well,
they may call it something else, but it's still the same thing as Christ consciousness and reaching it, which is enlightenment. It's a different name for it.
It is enlightenment. Yes, it is.
And all of our pineal glands are in different stages, just like our journeys and paths that we're on spiritually, they're all in different stages. So if you're concerned about how your pineal gland is going, be happy with where it is and be in the moment. You know what you need to do. Nobody is going to reach full enlightenment until we're done with our contract here.
Well, not only that, no, actually, there are some people that have reached full enlightenment. While they're still here. Still here. Well, Ram Dass, if you guys remember Ram Dass, Buddha, back then they all have reached their enlightenment. Christ reached his enlightenment when he was here. Can you imagine him saying, "Oh my God, I passed my own consciousness. I passed the sixth chakra." But I mean, there are some people that are actually born with. Okay, so when you hit enlightenment, you're at a frequency of 1,000. some people are born with it. It depends on what happens in their life, if they continue to know they are at 1,000 frequency, or if they lowered it because of the environment that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some that have reached their enlightenment before they come in. Their auras are like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that you just keep trying. You do your best, however you want to reach it, and in your own prayer and your own meditation. That's your personal path. And do not criticize yourself or others for whatever stage. Most of society doesn't even know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you guys do the work, like we all keep saying, do the work, do the work. A lot of you guys, I'm very proud of you guys. You guys have really moved up a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're going to stay in the pity, fear, shame, anger stage, you're not moving up. You're not letting go of things in the past. If you go through the forgiveness, that's what do they say, that it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Mm-hmm. Because they don't hold on to any grudge. They don't hold on. So it's easier for them to go through Christ consciousness, because they have to, we as humans have to let go of the baggage.
Yeah. And you have to do this. This is your own individual journey. No one can do this for you.
Yeah.
Grandma can't pray you into heaven. Okay.
It takes long.
I mean, God will take your prayers, absolutely, and intervene on your behalf, but you have to be doing the work yourself.
Well, speaking of that, Jen, amazing your oracles today.
Oracles?
Yeah,
be in the moment. Be in the here and now.
Be in the moment, but the message is, guys, we have really risen to a very, very, very high timeline. What did I do, or him?
Nothing. King's just taking care of his VD right now.
Oh, his VD. Penicillin.
He's like, come on, women, we got questions to answer.
No, but this is it. This is it, okay?
It doesn't really bother me that much, because I know you don't have any readings going on this afternoon, right, Jen?
I don't, because Lee's home.
There you go. So, continue.
Okay. All right, so going to your oracles, because we're reached a very high timeline. I think a lot of stuff that we have been expecting is probably, we passed it. That timeline of exposing this or that or whatever. Your oracles, first oracles,
mm-hmm.
It was an 18, 3, 15, 29, 10. It equals 11. That's a master number. And I'll tell you why this is so amazing. You got a master number of illumination. Your little, what do we call those?
Your tokens and then buttons.
Okay, tokens. Tokens 9, 141, 103, 57, 45 equal 22. It's a master number of foundation, of building. And then your last one, your last buttons was were 36, 18, 78, and 62, which equals 33. Wow. Master teacher. Wow. So all of these are master numbers of illumination. However, if you choose to be in a lower frequency, if you double, like say 11, you add it to a 2, that's stuff you got to work on, which means coexisting, working as a partner. If you do 22 and want to be 4, you have to work on. So stay with the master numbers, guys. Also, your spirit animal, 8, 9, and 8, 53, 9, and 17 equals a 9, which is new beginnings. So this is like the best numbers I have seen. I've been waiting for, and these numbers are amazing. So guys, keep the love up.
Absolutely. Another interesting fact about the spine, you have 33 vertebrae.
Yep.
I've got 34, but that's besides.
Well, you're special, okay? Precious.
I have an escalator.
That's true too, by the way.
An extra spine?
I have an extra vertebrae.
Did they give it to you by the removing a rib?
No, it was a slip of Merlin's wand. He was scratching his back.
Well, yeah, you see, they took the rib and they gave me an extra vertebrae.
Consolation prize. Well, 34 is actually even better because it equals 7, which is divine. So you got lucky again. Hey,
Bailey.
Aww.
did he bring Boomer in?
He
Aww.
brought a flower.
Aww.
He precious.
I think that was proof very smartly.
He's home again today. They can't afford him, so he had to stay home.
Oh my goodness, no more overtime.
Wish I had that problem. They can't afford me.
Yeah, he's already got overtime and he couldn't do it anymore. So they said, you gotta stay home because they don't like paying the money.
All right,
All right,
ladies.
King. Let's go. We know you're
Would you
done
like
here.
to check your coffee page?
I have it up and ready to go, love.
Go for it.
I'm doing it.
All right. Well, the first one, you did this one the other day, because I don't think we did it on the show. Is Elon Musk's son X also an ET? I don't think we got to that one, did we?
No, but that was one of my questions. King, you beat me to it.
No,
we didn't.
I don't know if we answered it or not.
I don't think we did. We did Elon's, but which Nadia, that video that you sent me?
Yeah, is it CGI'd?
No, I asked. It was accurate. These are things that he has heard from his father. This is why I do not trust Elon as far as I can throw him. He's being used to do work right now, but I do not trust him in the future.
Yeah, well, we know this is, I thought it was a soft com, but, well, let's do Kings and then I'll piggyback. Let me find my piggy. Now I got to find a piggyback.
Well, yeah, you can't piggyback unless you have your piggyback card.
All right. So is Elon's son X also an ET?
I gotta know.
Yeah. There, King. Happy?
Thank you.
Ooh, you almost made me sweat.
I am getting that he is actually the son of the original.
Is Elon the son of the original, or is X the son?
The original generation, Ten of Pentacles, where the bloodline is, he's not the ET. Okay, so this is the original part of Elon 1.0. Okay.
Okay, so this was something that was interesting.
Piggyback.
Will X? Okay, here, piggyback.
Okay.
Will X grow up to be the Antichrist?
I think it's Elon.
You think Elon?
No, I'm getting a strong yes on X.
Could be. I did think about this, but I think his father could usher him in because for what I believe is coming, and you talk about worshiping the beast, which is AI and all that crap and those chips. Yeah. Enjoy Elon being used right now for what he's being used for. But I did ask, is Trump well aware of, and some people in here may not know what I'm talking about with the video that you sent me.
Yeah.
So there's a hot mic in the Oval Office that caught X saying things to Trump, which were,
not very nice.
You're not the president. You need to get out of that chair.
Shut the F up.
And then he said, shut the fuck up.
Shut your effing mouth.
Shut your effing mouth.
Yeah.
To Trump.
But I noticed that Trump was looking at him when he said that, when he mouthed that, and Trump did not react.
Because he knows. That's why my next question to Spirit last night was, is he aware of what's going on? And he said, oh, yeah. He's using Elon, and he's just be aware. The guy, it doesn't set right with me. It never has, but God will use him just like he's using Trump.
Yep.
Because, I mean, another odd thing was, do many other people get interviewed in the Oval Office, or is it just the president? And there's Trump.
This is all a show. They're presenting stuff to get people to understand. I mean, I think he's made himself very comfortable in places that it seems very disrespectful to me, but I'm not there.
Yeah, and he's bringing his son for a reason. So there's an exposure of his son. His son came into a Tucker Carlson interview a while back, and he had this maniacal laugh, and I was like, "Oh, we're in trouble."
Yeah.
So it is probably exposing it.
I think we should all just stay on guard regardless, whether it's Elon or his son. But there is something, and I love children. There is nothing I don't love about littles, but there's something about that little one that just makes my skin crawl.
Well, see, that's the thing I was also feeling. The nefarious ones, when they passed away, they went to the moon and passed going through judgment to come back. So they remembered they came in. Is X one of the last ones who went through the moon to come back before Elon was taken? Because that's originally Elon's original DNA.
Yeah, this was a portal. Justice, and then the Knight of Swords is a white hat card. So we know that they were escorted out by the Federation, but this was one that some were coming back. Remember, portals run two ways.
Good. So that's why they're well aware of him.
That's why they're well aware. Okay. Okay, next one is Melanie sent me the coffees. Okay, I know what that's for. No question. Lorraine, hi there. Could you please give me a reading? Just wanted to know if the divine needs to give me a message or messages. Thank you, Jen. Okay, Miss Lorraine.
I didn't know whether to say yes or no on that one. That was so.
Yes, Wings. Okay, I will let them know. You know, Wings already knows the future, and he doesn't have questions because he already knows, but he says, I'm going to do this for you. Wings says, I have a Vippy.
Ooh, I like it. The little one, like.
Okay, Lorraine, you need to trust your intuition a little bit harder and don't believe into illusions. Okay. Trust your gut when you want to move forward with something in your life. Yeah, this is triumph. You have gifts that you're not accessing right now because you don't believe in yourself. You need to move forward. Okay. And that Ace of Pentacles is a gift. So if you're trying to make financial decisions right now, it says do it. Okay. So that's what Spirit wants you to focus on. Yeah. Bottom card is the Magician. This is how you manifest. You need to have a little more faith in yourself. Okay.
Well, that's what today is, taking care of your self-doubt, releasing it to the universe.
Yeah. Who's this Michael Benz guy?
Oh, I've heard of him. Never seen him, though.
Could DMT be the lens of our pineal gland?
Could what?
DMT be the lens of our pineal gland?
You're talking about the drug itself or the chemistry that's in the brain?
Chemistry.
It could tear the veil. It could tear. There's a veil behind that chakra.
Tear, burn it out.
You can, if you use too much of it, you can burn. But you can tear it, which means, you know how they say the veil's getting thinner. So yeah,
it acts like this, but this is not a good idea because you can destroy it. It's a temptation that you should not act on because it can destroy it for all the wrong reasons.
Yes,
and then it opens up to anxiety and worry, and it'll be hard to repair.
Yeah, I've heard of someone who took pills to open the third eye and saw all the ugly that was.
People need to understand that you can do all of these psychedelics and things, and yes, you can see some divine things beyond the veil, but you're also going to see the ugly stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like that. What is that? They live.
Yeah, but it's demonic as well. It's just like one of my NDEs when I kept hearing
they lie.
They live. Okay,
they lie. When I kept hearing torturous screams and yells and this horrible, horrible sound. And I went to walk to the edge and look down to see where it was coming from. And Yeshua, and he said, "No, child, that is not for you." And I went, "Okay." He said, "I do not want you to see those things." So
That's nice.
because he doesn't want us to get distracted, and he wants us to focus on the good. We are his target.
I think a lot of us
You should be.
have seen it when we were younger and are afraid to.
Like Bigfoot.
Yeah, we were so afraid that we shut our own third eye off.
Yeah, and that's usually what happens when kids they say that, you know, when they lose their innocence and stuff, the third eye closes off. Because you know, you've got babies that lay in their cribs and talk to angels. Mine did it. All right, that's all my coffees, but Miss Renee has a question. She wants to know how her pineal gland is.
Still there.
Small. It's
Still
small.
in there.
Yeah. Still in there, small, and it's kind of oily right now, you know?
You will probably get the same answer that most everybody will. It's a work in progress.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much everybody's working on it. And self-doubt is one of the problems that everybody works on, because when you do see and hear things, you know, we don't tend to trust it. Okay, so divinely protected. You've been given a gift to access it. Sometimes you haven't really activated it on and it's stronger, and then sometimes it's not. You juggle it because 3D life gets in the way. Okay. All right. Last one is, what does my son-in-law think of me? He doesn't talk to me or say hi. And this is Renee's son-in-law. What does he think of her?
Who?
Miss Renee.
Okay, can you repeat that?
Miss Renee wants to know what her son-in-law thinks about her because he doesn't talk to her. He doesn't even say hi.
Why does it bother you? Know what you feel?
Because Renee needs to know that everyone loves her.
No, you love you. And you know, the best thing about our age is we don't give a crap.
Thanks, Rock. We love you.
Yeah, it's hard to package up.
What does a brother-in-law think?
She's just ignoring me.
Yeah.
So she always does. You know, little sisters always ignore their older brothers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I ignored you. What was that?
Okay.
What was that? I didn't. I was busy shaking my hands. What did you say? Now you're gonna make me curious.
I says it's hard to package it up. That's why you can't give a shit.
Renee, he's preoccupied with other things. He wants you to know he loves you. I mean, he does, but he does his own thing. Now, this is also about tradition. I don't know. Hierophant is about faith and tradition. He does it because he's supposed to, but if you don't have anything in common, what's he supposed to talk to you about? You're his mother-in-law. He respects you. He loves you, but other than that, there's just boundaries there.
Yeah. And just be high-fiving. You know, I mean, what you put out there is what he's going to absorb if he's willing.
He's there because he's married to your daughter.
That's all.
That's about it. And that is not uncommon. Like my daughter-in-law, we love each other very much, but Elizabeth has her own thing, and I'm not that in your face. You need to talk to me because you're married to my son. I leave her alone. Mm-hmm. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
I did not want my mother-in-law in my business.
Yep.
So he doesn't dislike you, Renee. He just like, I'm married to your daughter, and I'm here because I'm supposed to be. Okay. So don't take it personal, and don't let it trigger you.
It's like Mama always said, if you can't say something nice, don't
say nothing at all. There you go.
Oh, really? I like steel magnolias. I like steel magnolias. You don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me.
Slap Louisa. Yeah.
All right.
I say it anyway. Just want you to know. I don't care.
Okay, I've got one from Marcy.
Okay.
And this one probably kind of works along the lines of both you two.
All right.
This is a financial thing.
Okay.
All right. Marcy says, I was checking on currency that the banks would exchange. Zim wasn't there. Is Zim done by military only? Thank you, Roundtable.
Okay. So 2 things, because Zim is not a currency. It's a bond.
Oh.
Now, aggro checks, they will handle those. But that is specifically done through the military at your redemption appointment, but it's not currency, so it will not be listed.
No.
Okay.
And if you have that bond, wait till you make that appointment because you will have a better yield from it. If you cash that money now, you won't have what you will be getting.
Yeah, you need to separate your Zim bonds from your currency because you can do it all in the same day, but it is separate. It is not considered a currency, and that is why it will not be listed, so don't panic.
Okay, let us stop all questions since I've got 15 and we're already past the hour mark.
Wow. Time is going fast. Let me get another strawberry chocolate covered. I'm timing myself each hour. Here we go. Number 2.
All right. Darby is the first. Any message for her today?
Nope.
Yes. Be patient.
Yeah.
He's mom. He's the word.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Stop grounding yourself now.
Strong message. Yes. Ace of Swords is a strong message. Don't give in to temptations and get stuck because it will cause a tower moment for you. It's a warning.
Swipe left. Swipe left.
Warning. Warning.
Yeah, that's a strong warning. So if you're the devil card's about temptation and bad habits and things that you need to release, you need to let go because they're eventually going to make you come crashing down. Okay, so whatever that is to you, release it.
All right, so baby, did they put HIV virus in the hokey pokey?
Just
My understanding they did.
Anything and everything, yeah, they did.
Which, that is going to lead into another topic. There are many, many prophecies that are coming that April, the angel of death will be coming and millions will die. Now, that could be one of the forms that millions could die.
Yeah, I'm getting some yes, some no. I guess depending on which pharmaceutical company had access to it.
So at first, when they first came out, yes, but the military changed it. So when the placebos came out and the saline came out, it was all cleaned out and fixed. It was fine. But the first initial ones that they couldn't stop, those did. Yeah, because your base card is a huge ace of wands. Yes. Amongst other things, apparently, because 7 of Cups is in there. It's one of many things they put in there. Yeah. Active cancer is another that they put in.
Oh, yeah. And blood clotting.
Yeah.
So, like I said, depending on which pharma had the patent for it.
Yeah.
I do have another coffee.
Okay.
From Sherry.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. It's not. It's just practicing being independently wealthy.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
You go, Sherry.
Caroline. Question is, my ex having heart problems is why he is having a hard time breathing.
Let me see his physical heart. It's better.
Yes.
Lungs, right lung.
I get yes.
I think he took the jab. Yeah, I checked. It should be better though. Back hurt. Is there a clot? Pulmonary. Ask if there's a pulmonary clot.
This is interesting. This is
Yes.
illness and sickness and burden, exhaustion. But this is saying it's from overworking, working too much. That's a worker bee. It's not a clear answer.
Could be the heart is
more of a clog than a block.
It's a pulmonary embolism, maybe.
I think he likes being with Miss Caroline and might be making up a couple of symptoms.
It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, we're not laughing. Honestly, I told her call the EMT just in case, so they can, because if you're pretending, Caroline's not going to be happy.
Well, the hermit comes in. Divinely protected is a huge thing with the creator, but we have to remember the hermit represents being alone, and the lovers, and the liar card comes in there. And he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you know what? If karma comes back, buddy.
I didn't get any 3 of swords or anything like that. This is just his age, and he's worn down, and he's not a spring chicken anymore, and he doesn't want to be alone. So congratulations, Miss Caroline. He's back.
He's back.
They're back.
Well, I think he has one more week before he leaves because you pulled cards on it the last time. And if she's going to find out he's completely healthy, that's that 1 week. All right.
Marcy's planning on opening a healing center in her area. Can she get confirmation from Spirit, please?
That's good, Marcy.
Yeah, and while I'm shuffling for this, one of the things that they're looking for in these humanitarian projects is not only to benefit humanity in general, but if you can offer job opportunities for people, if your project offers employment, those are huge.
Yeah.
I've got so many.
Marcy, I think you have my number because I have I can show you some ideas because that's what I'm working on too. That's one of my projects. We can have it in your area if you want. I think it'd be funny if it says no.
Well, it's interesting. You will have it, absolutely, because you're determined to do it, and this is triumph. But you have to remember, move forward with this project, but that's a military card. They're going to be handling like med beds. If yours expands from that, you can help balance it out. You might be able to put one, but the high quantum has to go through military. Yeah. So the justice represents balance it out with other things that you can offer. Okay, whether that's pranic healing or the lower class med beds, which are still great.
Yeah.
Any of those things, it does say that you'll do it, but the military will put restrictions on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they were talking about it. That Carrie Ann Thornton says that she was taking applications so they can review who was able to do it. You have to be 80% heart chakra and more in the 5D than the 3D. And they will scan you to see if you're qualified to go through training of those med beds.
That's what I'm saying.
Just cover all your private parts.
The quantum med beds is very spiritual. So the more you're open to it, the better off it'll be. But in order to be in that environment and run them,
Yeah.
you not only have to be tech savvy, but your energy has to be up, your frequency.
Yeah. I'm curious, Jen. This is a little Vippy. It's a mini Vippy. Should I give half of this one?
Just a corner.
Okay. The hospitals. Would we be able to, I don't know if we purchase it, but make it a majority of med beds in the hospital and staff those nurses and doctors to learn to do that, to make it a bigger quantum healing?
Well, we need to understand that this process is going to take a very long time. Big Pharma is not going to go down without a fight. And all of these doctors and nurses, they're still going to continue in the medical industry. It's going to be a slow death to typical medicine. You're going to have a lot of society that will say, y'all full of crap. And I'm not getting in there because they'll clone me. They're going to be non-believers that will never want to step foot in it. So I don't think that the medical industry is going to go away. But if you've got doctors and nurses that are spiritual, I think they would be great. They want to get out of their
portion of the hospital. So you would have like triage and gynecology and all that stuff, but have a floor to have a few of them up there.
Well, they're already doing that. They're already there. You just don't know where they're at. Normally, they're putting them in the basement. But you have to remember, that's the lower version. Quantum is military run. They are not in hospitals. You have to go to a certain place to go for those.
Okay.
We done?
I am.
He stopped snoring, so I guess we're done. So is that all? Okay, we're on number 1. Yay!
Number 1. Darby, will our hostages come home tomorrow by noon, or will Trump end up going to war with the country?
Our hostages? Did I miss something, or is it from
just hostages?
Is it the one Israeli Palestine? Those hostages?
Yes, those from Hamas. The ones Hamas is holding.
And Israel. They have to do an exchange.
Yes.
I'm still laughing at the look of BB's face when Trump made that announcement. I think we'd be taking over. He's like, what?
Yeah, over Gaza and rebuilding it. And
wasn't it a smirk and then what? Huh?
And then suddenly he has the the King of Jordan coming over.
Mm-hmm. He met with Modi yesterday.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The deep state's been dealt with. This is a very strategic move, but yeah, they will be handed back over. Absolutely.
Jules, is the red heifer ceremony under white hat control now?
So is it
That's a good question, Jules.
Is it Passover? Or is that in April?
No, it hasn't happened yet. That's coming up. So our Easter Sunday is the 20th. So Palm Sunday will be 13th. And I have to look at Passover's dates.
I'm looking right now.
Purim is April, the first part of April, I think.
Passover, April 12th.
Okay.
I'm getting it's not going to take place.
Well, they prevented it last year. They brought 3 heifers from Texas last year. And I think, wasn't it 2 of them died?
Yeah.
All I know is if God don't want nothing to happen, he ain't going to let it happen.
Well, if that Passover happens in the evening, it's also Ramadan. Muslims will eat it. Be like, good, we got meat.
Interesting, Jules. So all of this ceremonial stuff is all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors. This is all financial. This is to promote donations and things like that.
I'll be right back.
That doesn't shock me. White hats. It doesn't even recognize the white hats. It recognizes God, that he is in control. So it doesn't really give me a strong confirmation. Now, my BB card in here is the King of Wands, but he's got hothead. And this is the hothead military. So they're not completely dark, but they're not good either. And God's like, don't worry about it. I got this. Okay. So a lot of these announcements for ceremonies, it's all smoke and mirrors because of money.
Yeah, everything's done, guys.
Yeah.
I felt that energy changed on the full moon. It was amazing. It's like we are complete. Everything's done. We just got to let it show to the public.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So where are we going for the barbecue?
Barbecue? We going to a barbecue?
Yeah, we'll take care of the heifer.
Yeah, we'll have a good steak. We'll make sure it's cared for. Seasoned well. Marcy was talking about the frequency boxes. Are you talking about the EES machines?
Well, they have that. They have the Oberons. They have the Rife machines. There's so many different modalities. Also, well, we'll talk, Marcy, but they also have the ice. There's an ice machine. You actually go into a little chamber where you change your body by freezing cold. I've done it. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Those are still going to exist quite a while until the med beds are fully out and they have enough of them to offer the world. So those machines, they don't work for everyone because remember, it's all about frequency. But yeah, I think they'll be around for a while.
Did you get the heifers out of the way already?
Yeah, I was wondering if you found one because we're hungry and like steak, police.
Yeah. Oh, is that where he went to go get the?
Yeah.
Go find the heifer.
Go find
it's snowing outside. You know, it's a white heifer, and I couldn't see it.
It's war red.
We heard that next week is going to be the winter of all winters. That the coldest temperatures that we have seen in decades is coming.
Really?
Why am I not
temperatures like up to 50 degrees below normal. So in the negative, really bad.
Can we check on if that's to keep everybody in? It's a white hat project because mine, the object outside appeared smaller than actual.
I get yes, and it is slower.
It is slower. This is why I ignore my brother sometimes.
Okay, they don't want to say. Yeah, there's some secret reasons because judgment's happening.
Okay,
there's some things going on.
I mean, it's so sad. I mean,
card today. He said, "Don't worry about. I got this." Okay.
Well, that's what we're wondering. I mean, you got pipes breaking, possibilities. You have animals outside.
Fortunately, in any war, which is spiritual warfare, there will be collateral damage in anything, unfortunately. But at least we know that it will be tried to keep it to a minimum.
Exactly.
Charmaine, I am considering making candy baking as a source of income. Does Spirit see this as the right path for me?
Well, Miss Charmaine, I want to give you a warning from a caterer here. Make sure that you got your paperwork in order because you can be sued if you don't have a license. If you're doing it for the Sunday church service or something like that, there's no problem. But if you're going to be doing this for marketing and making money, make sure that you have your business license. And you're not doing this out of your home because you have to have a kitchen that's approved by the government.
Well, it also depends on the location where you're at. Some are sticklers, some are not.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on where she's at. Pay attention to their laws and requirements for food service. Like you have to have food handler's license and all that stuff. So it just depends.
Yeah, I knew a person who did wedding cakes out of her home. there was no problem. I guess she had to have that oven, but there's also, by the way, they have places and areas where you can rent their kitchens.
Yes.
And you can do your cooking and everything there for
Mhm.
a small fee. I would start small from your home, and if they start liking it, look for places to rent, and then check the business license.
It's interesting that they're saying, yes, please move forward. This will be great for you. This will make you very, very happy. But you might want to start off working with other people that do it. So if you can work in someone else's kitchen or add on, if somebody's cooking a meal, you do the bacon, or just come together as a collective and offer a little something. Okay.
And ensure there's no heifers involved.
I don't know. Well, she might want some steak to go with the cupcake. I don't know.
I would make the cookies look like little red heifers.
There you go.
Sherry. I had an experience last week where a bolt of light came down through my crown and paused at my pineal gland. It then continued down. I could see myself shimmering in gold. Insights?
Yeah, you need to talk to Elisa Sayoni. She's got a story very, very similar.
Yeah, here, let me show you what you felt. Death and spiritual liberation, actually.
Okay. You agreed for this to happen.
Huh? What is it?
This is an agreement that she agreed to have it happen. These are spiritual gifts being downloaded. They are trying to get your attention. Like, hello down there. Pay attention to any messages. This is like an activation of gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it happened during a meditation because I wish I could find the picture that I'm looking for. It might be in a different
gold already. I just didn't get the light.
You're right. Oh.
Oh.
Siren going by the house. Anytime I hear sirens, I go, Lord Jesus, help them.
It's a spiritual cord. You got a download in your spiritual cord that ends up, this gets bigger. You end up having a golden body. So,
yeah. Mary Jones, you're right. It turned to Lisa's hair a totally different color. So it's like a white blonde, like really blonde.
it might be in a different book. I'll have to get back to you on that, Sherry. But it's a good thing, and I think that'll probably be the only time you'll experience that because it opened up everything. You were very connected with Source at that moment.
Breathwork practice she was doing. Good for you. But it makes the processes easier from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy it. But it'll also activate some of those gifts.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm probably going to see you on Sunday, Sherry. So there's I want to see which breath works you're doing because there's 3 different kinds of breath work you could work on.
You're not going to start calling up people and prank joking them with heavy breathing, are you?
I'll ask what
the volunteers to be the first. This is not Darth Vader session.
You send it to the dark side. I am your father.
Dragonfly, can I get a read of my nephew that has suddenly awakening?
His eyes are open.
A read of my nephew that has suddenly started to awaken.
Yeah.
Well, this is good. You can't just tell people, you have to show them, remember? And a lot of things that are going on, people are waking up going, what?
Also, a lot of young people at this moment are actually waking up. It's amazing.
Absolutely. 10 of Wands. So all that burden, closed eyes concepts are gone now. He has seen what Mr. T has been doing and around the world. And these are the things that woke his eyes up. Not only him, but his friends and people he hangs out with. So this is all good. He's just learning that things don't make sense in the world. And he knows that all these wrongs are going to have a right to it one way or another. Okay. So it's good and it's legit. Let him do it. Have mercy and grace. Don't be doing the I told you so's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I told you so.
Well, remember when we were going to do a Zoom chat on for the young ones?
The young ones, yeah.
Hold on. I think they're. I saw that. It almost gave me epilepsy. I think the young kids have their frequency finally woke up
Yeah.
and starting to see the divine is on their side.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Okay, go ahead, King. Uh-oh.
Warning, flashing lights may cause seizures.
King's flashing us.
Oh.
It's Valentine's Day.
And it's Pants Free Friday. King of Wands says no, it's Pants on Friday. Like every party has a pooper, okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't need 2 full moons tonight.
All right, Jojo, I'm wondering if that is what is meant by keep your lamp light full.
You're correct, Jojo. So this is the parable that we got
Yes.
about the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. And some had their lamps full waiting for the bridegroom, and some went off and weren't preparing, and the bridegroom came and they missed out. So you are correct, Jojo. Lamp oil. And then we talked about the spinal fluid being the oil or the essence that runs up and down the kundalini.
Of course.
Yeah. So if you're awakened or in the process of it, he also told us that I would rather you be hot or cold for me, but not lukewarm, because I will spew you out of my mouth. Okay. So you're either on fire for this information or you just know nothing about it. But you can't be riding the fence.
Exactly. No. But that's really amazing, that saying, because that oil, touching the kundalini, causing the fire to come up.
Yeah.
Keep your lamplight on. Yeah.
Yeah. And this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. You've got all of these little messages in there. The light of the world, light my path, just like the hermit card.
Baby, you can light my fire.
Baby. Okay. Wow.
Sunshine on my shoulders.
All right. All right. Well, it is karaoke night, so okay.
Here we go.
Sharon, my fur baby Maisie has been
Maisie.
Maisie has been admitted to the vet again. Will she get better? Bacterial infection, they said.
It's been a long time.
Well,
is it an outside source? She'll get better. Will Maisie get better?
I get slowly, yes.
Very, very slow. I'm still waiting. I mean, I'm seeing it, but
yes, but gonna get worse before getting better. Okay, so as this infection leaves, you're gonna see baby go downhill, but then they'll get the strength back. There's your Emperor card. That's getting strength and determination to get over it. So it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
I got a bacterial infection.
Yeah.
Is this from the food?
Okay. Guys, the questions are closed.
Does anyone know? Does he have to list his bills, or can I? Oh, Caroline came back already? Hey, agora vai comer ou depois? Por que não vai lá em cima para comer?
The baby. Did I do the right thing standing up to my mother and brother just a few minutes ago?
You found your voice, love.
You found your mins.
Sherry said, get out of my dreams and into my car. Apparently, she likes Billy Ocean. Okay.
Get in the backseat, baby.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, that's the second half of that song.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
Well, what is it? Don't be a baby.
What made you focus in on that?
What
You know
made
where
me-
her brain is.
Because I'm used to when I duct tape them and they have to be in the back seat. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Or the trunk. I don't have a trunk. Though.
She's saying that for a friend.
Yes, you did, Miss the Baby. Okay. Now, you were tempted to not
Take her back.
say your word, but
Mhm.
good for you. You stood up. You did fine, love. Be proud of yourself.
King of Wands. Does Boris have a message for me?
Oh, boy.
If he does, what is it? Now, thank you.
I just started to shuffle. King of Swords came out. Yes, he does. Okay.
Meeting.
I like the music.
I will. The code my machine.
Give me a favor, bud. What esse na geladeira?
Okay. Take action. There's something that you're wanting to do and start. This is a gift. There's an opportunity here. You need to do it. But you need to trust your intuition and have more compassion. Are you being mean to somebody?
King of Wands? When is he not? You keep trying to take my Vippy away.
Now you know that what we talked about before, and I'm just gonna winky. Do you remember when I told you the kid's getting your attention, wanting to do something? You're gonna have to find the time strategically, but do something with them. Okay, whatever that is, with the littles. There's a more compassionate, loving energy there with the King of Cups. Maybe you'll take him to the other king's house. There you go. King of Wands, meet King of Cups.
Oh, send him over there. He loves kids.
I do have two more left in the chat, but I've got one in the coffee now.
Okay.
So we'll take the coffee.
I might
First,
ask before, but go ahead.
Sharon, what is the status of my brother's health now? Better or worse? If you have time to answer, if not, hold till next roundtable. No, we'll answer it. What is the status of Sharon's brother's health? Is it better or worse?
What is the status? Is it better?
Yeah, I'm getting a fairly strong yes on better.
Is it worse?
Good. There's hope and optimism. If he takes his medicine. Here's the temptation. There's temptations of him eating or consuming something that's not good for him. If he can avoid that and do the right thing, he's gonna be fine. But he has these ups and downs.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he wants to get better.
He's got to make better decisions. Okay. If he's not following these doctor's orders, this is one of my medicine cards for doctors going and talking back and forth. It looks like there's some very specific orders and he's not listening very well. Okay. But if he can get on that right path and be strict with himself and get a hold of his free will, self-control, he'll come out of it just fine. Okay.
All right.
So many here.
So many here.
No, there's like little side stories that I'm trying to
Caroline, you can
Make up as you go along. What?
Yes, I am. Actually, no, I have Bear. She wrote, I asked how her son was doing, and he's better.
Yeah, how is he doing?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay,
How
well,
far?
let us know when you're done looking.
Caroline wanted to know if anyone does he have to bless his pills, or can you? You can bless his pills. Absolutely, you can pray over his pills
Mhm.
and bless his heart. Yeah.
Bless his heart.
Is that the reason then? Because of his lonely, he didn't take his pills? Because that was the problem. He didn't take his pills.
He didn't take his pills. Yeah, well, but if you can manifest problems that don't exist, then he gets to stay there longer.
So bless those pills,
Bless him.
then shove it down his throat.
Let him move on in.
Caroline's like, bite your tongue. Yeah, same thing. He lied about it so he wouldn't be out in the cold. He wants to stay there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy.
It's winter time. The
It's
heat's off.
baby, it's cold outside.
The heat is on. Okay, Madge, what makes him so important to be in the Oval Office? He being X, I
Elon.
believe.
X and Elon, well, he's just hanging out with Dad. But Elon's got an important role. He's being used, and
Ooh.
let him do it. Let him do. If God's going to put him to where God can use anybody he wants,
Yep.
even if they're not good.
Yep.
As long as Mr. T is aware of it. But he's doing this it is his exposure and disclosure. Okay. We're piggybacking. What are we doing?
Okay. I saw last night that Elon has a new phone coming out, Quantum.
Yeah.
Is that to be the phone that the quantum
Yep.
money will be added to?
Eventually they're going to come out, and you won't have, unless you need to work with your wealth manager, you'll be able to use your money or move your money around to do different things just using your phone.
The door's open.
Is that the Q phone or is that a separate?
No,
It has Tesla on it.
It has different names, but yeah, it's what we know as the Q phone.
Okay, because it has a picture of Tesla, so that's what I was kind of wondering.
Well, yeah, he's making them.
Is the door open? Go check.
Go check.
Yeah, let me check on Bear. Bear said, I asked how is her son doing. Had one little flare up, or I don't know what that means, episode, but that's it. He said he felt the healing and it helped.
Good. Okay, last question. Roman, I don't get it. If all that top evil is stopped, then why would there be a need for an antichrist still?
Because the same reason that Yeshua said that evil is the one that created and enforced the matrix that we live in, the simulation that's going on. Now, there has to be one final battle. Okay? What you have of the divine, there will be an opposite. Just like we have Jesus, there's going to be an antichrist. So this story has to play out. We've all read the end of the book, but it will come to fruition. If everybody thinks that this is nothing, we're heading into 1,000 years of peace and it's going to happen immediately and we don't have to go through any bad crap. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's going to take a while to get rid of the evil.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if a lot of us who are moving into a higher consciousness, and then the ones who had decided to stay will probably live out that fruition. But the higher density chose
when the
to
earth splits.
When the earth
splits. And you can do that. I'm choosing to stay because, and I'm going to prepare for the worst of the worst, because people need help. They're going to need help through that.
Yeah, but if you stay, but not stay in the 3D, but more in 5D, but help them, I think you won't experience what they are experiencing.
Right. It's just a matter of staying in your line of faith, but I'm going to stick around. I'm going to be.
A lot of us have to. A lot of us have to, but
yeah.
Because I'm hoping to do the help.
Spiritually, I'm right there with the divine. I'm not concerned about any of that, but in the physical, being here. People are going to need help, and that's what light workers are for.
Well, that's why we're here to do the humanitarian projects. Set it and forget it, Probably our legacy is to make these communities, make these healing centers, and hopefully that will continue on when we're not
We've
here.
got 7 years. It's a 777 prophecy.
Uh-huh.
We had 7 years of crap and hell, and now we're in the 7 good years. It's starting, and then we're going to go back to 7 crappy years. But we need to make the most of the 7 years that we have.
So when is the Jubilee actually? Because I thought it was going to be in 2024.
But you need to follow the Hebrew calendar, not the Gregorian calendar.
So we have not hit the year of Jubilee yet.
We're entering it.
We're entering it is in August, or when is the Jubilee going? Is it when we do patriotic?
March or April? I think it's March or April. Anyway, when the U.S. turns 248 years old, which is this year. That's the prophecy.
14? I change. Okay. Okay, well, I'm tired and in pain. Roman, if you still want to continue with that mind frame, it's on you. The world is changing, the energy is changing, but if you want to continue with that, and you know what? Nobody can help you except you. Everybody has thrown you a line and you choose not to grab one. You have to work on your own. So we can love you, can't help you.
Do we still have 2 starred?
We still have 2 starred, or did he forget to
don't.
remove any of them?
No, we don't.
Well, it's a delay. Sometimes they don't come
Big
off.
delay.
Renee wants to know something.
Go ahead.
She said, will the president of the Mormon church be accountable for pushing the Jabberdo in public because they profited off of it too? I remember hearing you or someone said that people will be held accountable for pushing it. Yeah, because it's crimes against humanity.
Mm-hmm. And if you're taking kickbacks on it, you know what.
Yeah, and there's paper trail, but I'll pull cards. And I don't know if you knew it or not, Renee, but they are dismantling. White Hats are heavily in Utah right now, dismantling a lot of the Mormon church because of how evil it is. The money trail.
A lot of churches.
Yeah, I'm showing no stars on mine.
Okay, you have a very, very strong yes. This is a gift from God. That the devil was all about. He basically, this president of the Mormon church is the devil. But did all of it for financial gain. That they don't care about the people. Well, that's not the church. That's it's just like the Vatican. They don't worship our divine God. They worship themselves, their ego, and the devil. But yeah, they'll be held accountable. You have a strong yes.
Well, I mean, on a good note, remember we were talking about things are changing, times are shifting, young people are wakening up. Many young people now. I think in Kentucky, Jen, there were many young adults who are getting baptized.
Yes, there is a true revival going on, and they're absolutely coming into their own, finding their voice, and absolutely refusing to live in a future world where previous generations of evil, especially they're turning on the government, which is a beautiful thing to see.
It is a beautiful thing to see.
So absolutely. And these kids, no matter how old they are, from the littles to the young adults graduating, they're our future. And let's not handle them. I don't want to hand them a mess. And if I need to stick around and help clean up the mess and just leave them with a bright future, then that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I think we're here to dismantle and break it down, but they're here to actually, and that's where you got the 11, 22, and 33. We're going to be at a precipice where we, as the older mama bears, papa bears, join forces with the young adults who can shape it the way they want it to be.
Yeah. You know, Yeshua told me that he's going to treat me like there's a line in a movie called
Red-handed stepchild.
we were soldiers, and the colonel actually said, he said, no matter what, when we go into battle, I'll be the first one on the field and the last one off. So Yeshua pats me on the shoulder. He says, that's like you. Threw me into battle as far back as I can remember. And I'm going to be here doing all my work, send everybody on their way. And then I'm going to go, I come home now. There's no one left.
So he throws you into battle and he throws you under the bus. And what else? Throws you back into this life.
He does it because he said he can trust me, and then I will stand strong and use my voice. He said, I created you bold for a reason. So,
Nice.
But he did reassure me that if I could do this for him, I will never be reincarnated again.
Even though you sign a contract, because you always forget and you go and sign it.
He told me, he said, you do this for me, you will never have to leave my side.
Nice.
All right. 2 quick questions and then we're gone. Darby. X is his real name.
Yes, it is.
That's
X.
number 1.
2AE, blah, 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 hyphen. He actually did the hyphens and all that. He didn't do semicolons.
Is the California power put out yet with their rain now, or is it calming down?
As far as I understand that it was out, not only from the rain that they received, but all the water that was released from Canada that they have access to now. So.
Why should
Not to mention the snow.
Yeah, they just got like 28 inches of snow in the mountains.
That'll put it out. It's not going to be put out. Right.
All right. We are done.
We are done.
Look at that. Almost 2 hours.
Yeah. And I got my Valentine's lunch from my son. He ordered lunch for us.
Well,
So
there you go.
I am going to let
He's buttering you up for something.
I'm going to go.
Yes, right there, butter.
Nice. Well, I'm going to go see the hubby. And then I love that he doesn't realize that I have vases, like real pretty vases in the house.
Yeah.
That he brings me life water. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's living water. I would take it.
Is that actually water?
It's my spinal fluid I've been storing.
I'd smell it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping to get the littles tomorrow and bring them here. They've been so sick they haven't been able to come here.
Yeah.
So I've got we're gonna bake cupcakes.
So happy VD day, guys.
Yeah, y'all the best.
Excuse me.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Don't be manifesting that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy stock in penicillin today.
Yeah, well, you guys have a good weekend, and I will see y'all Monday. King, you got a show this weekend, love?
I have one tomorrow, yes.
Okay.
So we're going to be.
You have the host on the one on the Roundtable on Monday.
I will handle Monday and Friday. You'll do Wednesday. Topic for next week?
I don't know yet.
All
I think it's Nadia's turn.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we can do the colostrum and the story of. Well, it's February, but Santa Claus, the ladder going up the chimney. I mean, there's so much on the deep dive.
Oh yeah, the Santa Claus. When the fluid comes down, it's supposed to represent Santa coming down the chimney to bring gifts.
Yeah. Well, now that's.
Don't worry, King. We watched the video. We'll send you the video. It was really good, though.
Well, Jen, you just did the whole deep dive. We're done with that one now.
Hey, Jack. We'll talk about it over the weekend, and we'll pick something. And,
all right, guys.
All right.
Love and light.
Love ya.
I'll be the last one out this time.
Okay,
you have to be your hosting.
Sherry wrote that's kind of scary. Sherry, she wrote the topic: how to clear up VD.
You'll get a blue sponge with the scour side.
Air it out. Don't wear pants. Just saying.
Love and light, guys.
Love ya.
All right. Love and light. I will see you tomorrow.